Welcome to Curveball Classroom. On this channel, we're going to dive into the world where baseball meets education. Whether you're a seasoned player or a rookie fan, this is your ultimate destination for your baseball education. Whether it's from breaking down the perfect mechanics of a perfect delivery to just learning how to play the game, we've got you covered. So join us on this journey to improve your performance and to elevate your understanding of America's greatest pastime. Get ready to step up to the plate and knock your goals out of the park with Curveball Classroom. So once again, guys, my name is Chase, former baseball player for almost 20 years. So in today's video, we're going to kind of talk about how this channel is going to be structured. So I know this is going to sound like boring stuff, but it shouldn't be too long of a video. Overall, we're going to split it into 7 days. Hopefully I'll post something every single day. There's going to be exceptions, obviously, but for the most part, we're going to try to stay on a particular theme until it seems like there's something else that you guys really want to, work into the videos. So I'm going to pull up the schedule here and I'll read it off to you guys. And if you all have any complaints about what's going to be on there, let me know. I'm probably not going to change it for a little bit, but it is nice to get suggestions. So in advance, I thank you guys for helping me out. So on Mondays, we're going to start basically with what this channel was kind of created for in the first place. Its main purpose is to help people who are just getting into baseball to really learn the sport, whether it's playing it recreationally or even just watching it and better understanding what you're watching. So Mondays are going to be kind of more for the fundamentals of the game, like how to grip a bat, how to find the right glove, just things that people probably wouldn't know how to do. You don't want your friend to go into a store and, buy a catcher's mitt as their first glove. I mean, maybe if you're a pitcher you want to, but you're just torturing your friend at that point. I'm also guilty of doing that. But anyways, moving on. So Tuesday is going to be more for hitting. So at the beginning, we'll talk how to stand in your stance. Obviously, there's caveats, different ways to do different things, but just a basic level, right? And it will turn into what to do in certain counts, what you're looking for. It's going to get more advanced, and there's different days for that. But overall, that's really what it's going to start out as, is on Tuesdays, we're going to talk about how to hit and break down the stance as a whole. Wednesday is going to be more for pitching. So obviously, in most leagues, you have to be at least 9 years old to pitch. But that doesn't mean if you're younger than that, you can't start working on it. But it is a day for people who are a little older than, 8 years old, so 9 and up. And it's just going to break down pitching mechanics. We're going to start with pretty basic stuff, but as you guys know, just like hitting, pitching gets very, very complex, and there's a lot of contradictory methods out there, I should say. So at the base level, we're going to teach the basics first. Thursday is the same thing, starting with basics of fielding. Now, a lot of you guys probably need to review this, and I'm not saying that you guys are bad fielders, but there's a lot of things that get skipped over when learning how to field the ball properly, where your body should be positioned, how you should prep yourself before the ball even hit, what you're thinking in your head. There's plenty of things that can go into fielding that, maybe not for the hitting and pitching stuff at first, but I think anybody can really benefit from going back to the basics in fielding, because that's really a spot that gets outshined. And if you want to be a 5-tool player, fielding is in that 5 tools. You have to be a good fielder at whatever position you want to play, really. I mean, you're probably not just going to be a DH. And if you are, well, that's what Tuesday's for, right? Anyways, so Friday is an interesting one. It's mostly talking about sprint mechanics, and that will probably change. Fridays will probably alternate to more of what you guys recommend. I kind of already have an idea of what I want to do first if you all don't have any recommendations yet. But the reason I'm incorporating sprint mechanics is because this one's geared more towards high school players or more towards people who aren't just naturally athletic. Again, a lot of people can look at this and benefit from it, because not everybody has a personal trainer that teaches them how to run, or not everybody ran track and had a good coach. There's a lot of things in here that will really help you off the field. Maybe not as much, running the bases, because you kind of run in a banana almost, as they call it. It's not technically what it really is, but just for simplicity reasons, we'll kind of call it that for right now. You're not really running in a straight line most of the time. So the sprint mechanics are really to help with high school kids in showcases. So in showcases, they really, in my opinion, they don't do much. We can cover that in a later video. They're really only specific for the top tier kids that are going to go. The rest of you guys, I hate to say it, they're using you for money. They use me for money plenty of times. And honestly, they are good for networking with other players and coaches if that's something that you're interested in. It's not necessary to make it to the next level, but just so you guys can work on your 60 time, that's why this day is here, pretty much. And moving on, Saturday is for our youth development. I know most of you older guys are probably busy on Saturdays. You're going out, hanging out with your friends, whatever you're doing, having a baseball tournament that day, and you're probably not going to be focused on it. So this is really breaking it down even more into just another specific day that I can use for whatever it is at that time people are demanding. So youth development can be anywhere from how to deal with failure, and that can really apply to high school kids too as well, even up to college. It can really, even you college guys, that'll help a lot. Anywhere from that, and proper wind-up mechanics, how to actually do it. Maybe not what I'm looking for to throw 90 with wind-up mechanics, but just how to start off and what you really should look for as a 9-year-old learning mechanics, like how to step back, what's legal, what's not legal, just very basic stuff. And then it'll start working how to hit off of high velocity, what are you specifically going up there looking to do against high velocity, right? And that's a whole big topic on itself. But Sundays is specifically for off-field training. So this could be a lot more than what you guys are thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, it's just what to do in the gym. No, it's not just that. It's off-field training can be visualization. It's a tough word to pronounce, apparently. How to mentally prepare, right? What you're doing in your pre-game routine that's physically preparing you and mentally preparing you to either step on the mound or step up to the plate, be behind the plate even. That's a big one. Catchers really have to mentally prepare for their games, and the best catchers that I've ever met, most all catchers, they'll work out, they'll prepare their bodies, but not all of them prepare their minds. And I've known good catchers who don't mentally prepare, but most of the good catchers that I have pitched to have definitely used some kind of mental prep, whether it's watching film in college or even in high school, where they're just sitting there going over scenarios in their head, thinking of what kind of pitcher I am or what kind of pitcher my teammate is that's pitching that day, and what the best strategy is there as far as how to approach the game. And off-field training obviously does include lifting, getting stronger, faster, more powerful, but it also includes injury prevention. So as you guys know, injury prevention is becoming a huge thing to look at. We're seeing a lot more UCL tears and Tommy John stuff nowadays than we really ever have. And there's a lot of things that attribute to that, and I've seen different opinions on different things, and honestly, I think it's foolish to kind of point towards one specific thing. There's been a lot of rule changes in the past few years, and you can't just blame it on the pitch clock. It might have something to do with it. I'm not sure yet. We've only had it, a very limited amount of time, so the sample size is very small. But regardless, the rules are changing, and there's nothing we can do about that. But what we can do is approach what to do to not get injured, or to limit our risk to get injured, because it is inevitable for some people that you're going to get injured at some point in your career, whether it's a big one or a small one. And I've been injured as well, as I talked about in the last video. I also had a sprain level 2 in my UCL. So it wasn't a full tear, wasn't a level 3, but I was lucky to not have to have surgery. But yeah, to what you guys can do to avoid that, because it is a pain. It sucks. It's not a fun avenue to go down when you're trying to play a game that's supposed to be fun. But yeah, guys, other than that, I'm not going to get too much more into detail on what happens, but there is a special surprise that I am planning. I don't know when I'm going to start this, but I'm going to start releasing some reels, some shorts, I should say, of a competition I'm giving myself. And if you guys can really guess what that competition is, I'll give hints each video. But right now I don't really have a timeline when I'm going to start that. I have everything I need, but it just don't have time yet. But when I create that time, I will start it. But my hint for today has nothing to do with baseball. I know that's very broad, but if you guys can guess it, when I start a Patreon up, or we'll have some sort of prize if you can guess what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be doing this thing for 90 straight days. And the reason is, this is kind of giving it away a little bit more, but it's okay. The reason is, I've heard the saying that you can learn almost anything in 90 days as long as you are consistent with it every single day. So I kind of want to put that to test and do something I kind of suck at, which I'm good at a lot of athletic stuff, so there's your hint. But yeah, so it's just a way to encourage you guys to stay consistent, and I hope it works out. I hope I learn this in 90 days, and if I don't know what I'm going to say to you guys, so I'll work my butt off to do it. But a lot of the skills that I've kind of learned in my life, they're not really learned, they're earned is what I'd like to say, because it took a lot of work to develop it. And so I don't expect anything less of this, but not going to keep you guys held up here. But thanks for watching. If you want to help out, feel free to subscribe, feel free to like the video. That would help out tremendously. You know, it doesn't cost anything for you guys, and hopefully nothing will. If you start taking advice from people who are making you pay money for certain videos that make you do like those weird fancy drills where you jump off of a plow box and throw a water bag into something, don't do it. But if you get some good sources that, you know, say you should spend some money on it, do your research, and if you feel it's worth it, go for it, because there are some good courses out there. And if you all ever want to, you know, ask me if I have any connections to these courses, you just let me know. Comment the course down below and ask, hey Chase, is it worth it? And I'll do my research if I don't know about it, and I'll get back to you. And I won't give you a yes or a no if I'm not sure. I'll just say I really don't know. It's up to your discretion. But thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to share the video. Until next time.